This is my high school bully, and right now I'm drowning him inside my pool. Wait, don't call the police, because this isn't real life. This is The Sims, a life simulation game, or virtual dollhouse, where you are God, and everyone else is a puppet waiting to be played with for your entertainment. You decide who you control, what they look like, and whether or not they're allowed to tend to their garden without being eaten. It's essentially a free-to-play therapy session where you can act out your wildest dreams. In a chaotic world, free of the consequences of spending all your money, or actual murder. In The Sims, you can finally do all the things that real life deems impossible. You can buy a mansion instead of renting a studio apartment, become a space villain instead of a bad barista, reach the peak of physical fitness while eating Pringles in your bedroom, or even make a grilled cheese sandwich. So, in a make-believe world where you can be anything you want to be, why is your first instinct always to be yourself? When you first load up a copy of The Sims, you're faced with a choice. Who do I want to create? With thousands of different combinations of clothes, hair, and facial features, the choice is obvious. Me. It's the easiest move when you're overwhelmed by possibility. You already know what you look like. Sort of. So wouldn't it be fun to put yourself inside this virtual world to see what happens? You want to make an authentic recreation, of course. An exact copy of what you really look like. Okay, maybe just a couple of tweaks here and there. Small ones. You won't even be able to tell the difference. You start by giving yourself slightly better looking hair, maybe slightly fuller lips too. Since I'm here, I may as well see what those tattoos I'm too afraid to commit to in real life would look like. Okay, maybe you've taken it too far. But why should your virtual self also have to suffer with braces? It's freeing to dye your Sims' hair green, pierce their lips, or dress them up like Sabrina Carpenter. It allows you a sense of self-expression without any of the real-life consequences, like regretting your new neon hairstyle or being permanently just a little bit cold. Upgrading your insecurities and being able to explore a side of yourself that you might be too afraid to in real life is all part of the therapeutic rite of passage that is making yourself inside The Sims only hotter. Now that your upgraded self has been reborn into the digital world, your next obstacle is trying to decide where they should live. Celebrity mansion? Penthouse apartment? Or werewolf lair? In The Sims, there's no shortage of options. But perhaps predictably, you settle on recreating your real-life house. This is you, after all. They really should live in your house. Once again, what starts as a faithful recreation turns into slightly excessive use of creative liberty, as you buy that kitchen island you've always wanted, add 40 inches to the size of your TV, and inexplicably decide to install a pool outside, despite living in a one-bedroom flat with no garden in the middle of freezing England. It always starts so strong and then ends so insane. Why does this keep happening? Well, mostly because it's fun. It feels good to dream about the life that you want, but can't quite have just yet. To imagine what your real life could look like if you did have luxuries like a pool, or rent that didn't cost 3/4 of your income. It's much more satisfying for virtual hot you to have a pool, 3 dogs, and a bowling alley than to give those things to Bella Goth. Even though it's only a game, you're satisfying some of your real-life aspirations by living vicariously through your pixelated double. And by starting somewhere more grounded in reality, that virtual swimming pool feels just a bit more real. While building your dream house or changing yourself in real life takes time, effort, and money that you probably don't have, you can watch your sim self ascend the career ladder of your dream job in record time, giving yourself little boosts of achievement while sitting at your computer instead of actually having to go outside and update your CV. Your hot pixel self can max out their fitness level, become a spy, and find a husband. All while you put off that run that you've been meaning to go on for another few hours. The progress is faster, the consequences aren't real, and your successes mean so much more to you, because they're happening to, well, you. It's all fun and games spending a couple of hours becoming the gaming professional you've always dreamed of, but when you finally get bored of improving your real life, that's when things start to get weird. Seducing the Grim Reaper, attempting the 100 Baby Challenge, or announcing your new life's purpose to eat as much grilled cheese as possible? There's no limit to the number of unhinged activities that you start to force upon your pixel persona. Inevitably, it comes to you from the recesses of your mind, an urge so degenerate that you almost feel bad for even thinking it in the first place. Could I kill someone in this game? Is it even possible after all? In movies, the protagonist almost never dies, and in other games, players are given plot armor so thick that they merely just respawn. Curiosity gets the better of you, and the murder plot is set in motion. You decide to marry Don Lothario, so you can add him to your household and test your new theory. He is cheating on you with all 3 of the Calientes after all, so it really only seems fair. Yep, just walk inside the basement, Don. Don't worry about a thing. You definitely won't be trapped here forever or anything. Satisfied that you've managed to starve your cheating husband to death, you become more godlike than ever before. Now you know what the possibilities are, it's time for some revenge. You create a new sim. This time, not of yourself, but of your childhood bully. You befriend them to lure them into a false sense of security and invite them over for a pool party. They'll never see it coming. Watching a version of those who have wronged you meet a sudden sticky end is free therapy that's basically as good as the real thing. While you might not have taken a stand against your bullies in real life, in The Sims, you have ultimate control to take away their pool ladders as you please, turning the tables on the situation and providing you an outlet for your hurt feelings. In the same way that you're reversing the roles of control from real life, you're also rebelling against the game itself. Manually deleting that pool ladder, or intentionally placing that rug next to the fireplace in the room with no doors or windows, is refusing to conform to the intended way of playing the game. It's self-expression of your most repressed emotions in a private digital space free from the grasps of social norms, societal expectations, or the consequences of real-life murder. What I'm trying to say is that you shouldn't feel bad about creating your own little sim murder factory. We can all relate to the childhood Sims pipeline of recreating ourselves and then drowning our enemies in our pool. At least I hope. Otherwise, this video is gonna be pretty awkward. Frantically typing in motherload, adding a 50-inch plasma to your bedroom, and deleting the pool ladder on your ex-friend is basically a rite of passage into the Sims community. Everyone wants to feel like they have more control over their own life, whether that's what they look like, what job they do, or whether or not they have a basement full of bowling alleys. It's therapeutic to let yourself unwind and express your forbidden thoughts and emotions through your sim self in whatever way you want, be it becoming a famous actress or devising murderous fictional scenarios. The Sims is more than just a life simulator. It's therapy, ambition, and chaos, all rolled into one. And it's the only place I'll ever be able to afford to buy property.